Hey, welcome back. We just breezed right through hour two of Freaky Friday. No Frankie Liquid Lunch. We're coming to you live today as we do every day from the Newsmax studios in downtown Manhattan. We are just a stone's throw away from the New York Stock Exchange. And we're live every day of the week, and it's the final last call for alcohol, closing time for this week's Liquid Lunch. And we're all looking forward to Frankie coming back, of course. But to wrap up today's show, we had, as you know, this week we've been going after Congressman Max Rose from Staten Island pretty hard. And we're going to keep hawking him until he shows his face over here and gets on this show and starts telling us and his constituents why he flipped in just 2 weeks. And it's a fair question. Hopefully we'll get it answered. Over the weekend, this weekend, you'll probably hear all kinds of news from the fake news media to left-wing media that, the unemployment numbers weren't as good as expected. 136,000 jobs added. There was an estimate of 150. Okay, we didn't get there, just off. You check next month, they always do a re-rate where they go back and they make adjustments. We're right on par. And also, the big thing that the left-wing media keeps telling you now is that, oh, well, there was a fall-off in wage growth. There was a fall-off in the percentage of wage growth, which was wages were growing at 3.2%, and now they only grew at 2.9%. So they didn't grow as much as expected, but they're still growing by just about 3%. And finally, I want to just talk about this whole climate change stuff. And we've got, on this day, the purple people are here. We have Republicans, Democrats. And you know what? Walter Bragman, for one, is one of my favorite Democratic guests, and he represents the blue heavy and hard. And he sat on this very set, and he told me that the number one issue facing America right now is climate change, which is bizarre. But I still try to provide a platform so people can hear all points of view. And I really have been looking at it. And this report just came out, from a university in Finland. Finland's a pretty respected research country. And the paper published by the University of Turku suggests that even though observed changes in the climate are real, the effects of human activity on these changes are insignificant. The idea of man-made climate change is a mere miscalculation or skewed formula by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The IPCC is this big lobby organization that wants to keep telling us how hot the planet is. And they go on to say in this paper, and it's right here. I read the whole thing. I read it yesterday. I reread it again this morning. They're saying that what these people did is they're not taking into account the cycles of cloud cover and how it moves over the planet. And when the clouds are closer to the planet, then the sun rays don't get through as much. So it's not as hot. And when the cloud cover is higher, more of the rays are going to come through, and it's going to be a little hotter. And people using fluorocarbons and burning oil to run tractors, to cut down the corn and wheat to feed to Americans have a very insignificant, if any, effect on climate change. And just in my own head, I keep thinking about this, but how vain could you be to think that one of the smaller planets in the whole solar system is going to affect the universe by using too much hairspray or too much gasoline? That we're going to burn a hole in the ozone layer and we're going to blow up the whole universe. It's really nuts to even think that we would have that big of an impact on anything. But that's one of my crazy conspiracies, maybe. But now I got some research to support it. So I'm looking forward to Walter Bragman to be back on the show, and we'll talk about it as we always do. And I'm looking forward to you being here on Monday, because Frankie's going to be back and we got so much to catch up on. And I'm going to race out of my seat right now and try to get to Staten Island, New York, to my country club in 30 minutes. You have a great weekend. Monday, same bat time, same bat channel.